Luca and Sarah were one of those couples that seemed straight out of a romance novel, madly in love, bound by a connection that went beyond words. One day, Luca, with his work-worn hands and a heart full of emotion, gifted her a necklace he had made himself. It wasn't just a piece of jewelry, it was a symbol of their love. Sarah, deeply moved by the gesture and the beauty of the necklace, never took it off. Every day that piece of jewelry reminded her how special their bond was. Luca silently observed her, noticing how she wore it with pride, how she often touched it absent-mindedly while smiling. He knew she loved it just as much as he loved her. Every evening, as they sat together on the couch, Sarah would find herself telling Luca how grateful she was to have him in her life. He would reply with one of those smiles that seemed to say more than 1,000 words. Even without speaking, there was always a deep understanding between them. A year later, Luca decided it was time to take the biggest step of his life. He planned a trip to the mountains, promising breathtaking views and an unforgettable day. Sarah, full of excitement, eagerly agreed. Luca spent weeks planning every detail, making sure everything would be perfect for that special day. They set off at dawn, driving along roads lined with trees swaying in the wind. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating a magical atmosphere. During the drive, they laughed, sang their favourite songs, and talked about how incredible their story together was. After hours of stunning landscapes and carefree laughter, they arrived at a place that seemed suspended between heaven and earth. It was a small piece of paradise, with mountains stretching as far as the eye could see and a gentle breeze caressing faces. Sarah was mesmerized by the beauty of the place and turned to Luca with eyes full of wonder. As they admired the view, Luca turned to her with an unusual expression. In a serious voice, he asked her to give him the necklace. Sarah, confused and surprised, tried to understand what she had done wrong. With tears in her eyes and a heavy heart, she reluctantly removed the cherished necklace and handed it to him. "Why do you want it? Did I do something to upset you?" Sarah asked in a trembling voice. Luca gently took her hand and replied, "Trust me, there's something I need to show you." With trembling hands, Luca opened the pendant of the necklace and revealed something Sarah could never have imagined. Inside was a ring. His hands shook as he knelt before her. "Sarah, will you marry me?" In that moment, the world seemed to stop. Sarah was left breathless, tears streaming down her face. She looked at the man she loved, her heart bursting with joy. She couldn't believe it. The ring had been there, by her side every single day. "All this time, it was with me, every single day," she stammered through her sobs. Luca smiled. "I saw how much you loved this necklace, how you cherished every moment with it, and with me. I love you with the same devotion. Forever." Sarah couldn't stop crying and laughing at the same time. "You are the most incredible man I've ever met," she said, nodding vigorously. "Yes, 1,000 times yes." They embraced under the open sky, with the wind seeming to sing for them. Their hearts beat as one. And in that moment, they knew that nothing in the world could ever separate them. They returned to the car hand in hand, talking about the future that awaited them. Luca told her how he had planned everything in detail, how he had hidden the ring in the necklace months earlier, waiting for the perfect moment. Sarah looked at him, incredulous, thinking about how lucky she was. Every small gesture, every word Luca said, was filled with genuine love. The necklace was no longer just a symbol of their love. Now it represented the future they would build together. When they returned home, Sarah looked again at the necklace and her ring, unable to hold back a smile. Every day from that moment on, she would carry with her not just a piece of jewelry, but the promise of an eternal love. And so they began their journey toward a new life, full of dreams and hopes, ready to face anything together. And they lived happily ever after, forever in love.